Hello farmers, welcome back to Hazzard County. Yep, we're in the field over by the house. I thought I was going to put this on course play, and when I started looking at the field and see how close it was to the fence line, not this fence that we put down to finish off the last episode, but the fence line on the other side, I said, well, I probably need to do a headland myself before I set course play off. And so as I was doing the headland, I got going around and I thought, you know what? Let's just do the whole field myself anyways. Shouldn't take me too long. Shouldn't take me too long at all, because the time I did the headland, got course play going, got it all set, make sure it got going in the right direction, I thought it might be just easier if I just went ahead and did it myself. So here I am, cultivating the field. Plus I got the whole day. It's a good day. The temperatures, the ground temperature that is not warm enough to plant a lot of stuff that we want. So it's not like I can just start seeding all the fields whenever I feel like it. So today, yeah, we're going to cultivate this field to start the morning. And probably somewhere, I don't know what time it'll be. But after we get done, in other words, we'll be heading on over. Yeah, no, I'm hitting the fence line. That's great. But yeah, we'll be heading over to field 40 with the big bud and our new seed drill. And yeah, we'll be going on and seeding that. The fun part I'm going to have at the beginning is remembering how to fill the seed drill. I'm having flashbacks now of using that in FS17. So I think I did use it once or twice, but I didn't, like I said, I didn't use the seed drill with the big bud. I just used it with the modded T9 that I had. I kind of explained that last episode. So I kind of remember some things with it. Now I don't know if I can fill it directly from the seed maker that we have on the farm. I don't know if I can fill it directly with there. As for the fertilizer, I don't know if I can directly fill it that way as well, but we're going to try. And instead of hooking up the tank of the seed drill up to the big bud and driving around, I'm probably just going to use the Massey Ferguson, and we'll grab the tanker and we'll head to said silo and then down on to Tractor Supply and try to filling up fertilizer from there. If I can't, that means I probably have to, if I remember correctly, I have to use a trailer, and a trailer with like a trap door on the back, I think, is the best way to try to do it. But I'll have to take a trailer down, fill the trailer up with the seed first, and then go down to Tractor Supply and fertilizer, same thing. So on the seed drill, if I remember, there's like a little scoop that comes out like on the ground, kind of like let's see, what kind of, oh, so yeah, like the chicken coop that we're using on the Pacific Northwest, that has like the little scoop, and I have to back up the trailer with a little trap door. The seed drill has the same kind of a feed system to it as well. But we'll see here shortly. I'm going to rip through this field. Well, not rip through it. I'm going to cultivate this field. It's not really ripping it, is it? We'll turn over this field. Yeah, so even though this is season 3, and we've had this field for a full season, this is the second season, this is the first time I have turned these fields over. So yeah, when we bought this land in season 1, the crop was already planted like midsummer, and it all lasted through winter. And then last year we harvested all the crop in all these fields. This is the first time I properly turned the fields over myself. So yeah, that's it's kind of, for some reason, I like cultivating. I think it's because I like seeing all the old stubble, and then when you get done, you got like a nice clean field, and then you got the option of putting in the crop in that you need or want or whatever. And since we don't really need nothing this year, we're kind of planting things that doesn't require putting down straw. Did enough of that last year. But I will plant wheat probably in those 2 fields over there maybe, or just 1 field. Like I said, we might revisit this map later on, and if you're wondering what I'm talking about and you haven't seen the last few episodes, first of all, why haven't you? But yeah, this will be our last season on Hazzard County for now. I could revisit it back, in the summer, this summer of 2020, or in the fall of 2020. And before you know it, in the late fall of 2020, early winter of 2020, we're probably looking at FS21 coming out. So who knows? But that's in the future. I just need to focus on this season here in Hazzard County, which is probably going to go by rather quick, because I'm not going to be doing a whole bunch of contracts. Last summer, I think we kind of breezed through it as well. Not much work to do on the farm other than, I'll have to do another extra stage of fertilization on the fields. That's why we're doing all the prep work in the spring when we have time, and that's why we did it last fall when we had the time. Yeah, so when we get done seeding all the fields this year, it'll be 2 stages of fertilization, and it'll just be 1 more stage to go. I got to get this little patch up here. It's going to annoy the heck out of me. So I did check a while ago, and I'm not going to get all of it, or did I? Yes. So the seed drill that we do have, that is a direct drill seed drill, so I don't really need to cultivate the fields. But the reason why I'm doing it is because we put fertilizer down. And now if I cultivate the field and I seed the field, and it's going to fertilize at the same time, that'll put down a second stage. I think I brought this up last episode. I'm not quite sure if it does it still in FS19. I don't remember, but I'm just going by the old-time farming that I'm used to. Usually if you spread artificial fertilizer down in the field and then you go seed it with a seed drill that has fertilizer in it, it won't put the second stage in because it sees it as you just put down fertilizer. Kind of weird how it works, but it's the way, as long as you do something else in between fertilizing, it will accept it. So let me finish up cultivating this field here. This is the last field I need to really, quote-unquote, turn over, and then the rest of it will be just seeding this spring, pretty much. So, yeah, let me finish this. I'll meet you back at the main farm. I'll probably grab the Dutes Fire. That's probably the best thing because I'm in it. And I know I said I was going to grab the Massey Ferguson, but I'll be in the Dutes Fire. The engine's warm. We'll hook up to the Seed Hawk tanker, and we'll see if I can directly fill seed and fertilizer into it, or are we going to have to fill it into a trailer like I just spoke of a little while ago. Well, I think we're done cultivating for the year, so I went ahead and repaired the Lemkin cultivator that we have here. For the amount of hours I have on this thing, I would say the paint is holding up rather well on it. And by the way, all the cultivating we have done so far this year with it, it only cost me $47 to repair this thing. That's a nice little cheap repair bill for you. And since we're here, let's give the Dutes Fire a little bit of a rinse off. And overall, I would say the paint is holding up well on this as well. What did I say I have on? Like 70 some odd hours on this tractor, and we've repaired it, but we have not repainted it at all. I mean, it's holding up rather well. You can see some, the paint is kind of wearing off on the steps, a little bit on the exhaust. The hood is the most noticeable part, I think. Yeah, you can see a little bit of the paint on the hood is gone, but overall, it's holding up rather well. Let's go ahead and back the cultivator in, block in our hay bale that I've kept here for purposes. I said, who knows, I might need it at some point, and it's probably going to sit there and sit there. I wonder if it's still a full hay bale, or did any of it deteriorate? Deteriorate. Let's see. I would say, or did I may have used, have I used any of that? I don't know. Now I'm looking at it, I'm like, I can't tell if I may have used it for the cows or not. Why did that move? I didn't pick it up. There might be a jackrabbit in there or something. I don't know. So here's the Dutes Fire, as we all know. So this was repaired, refueled with diesel fuel and diesel fluid, DEF fluid last fall when I put it away. So it's all set. And there's a trailer I kind of parked there because I said I may need it or may not need it. And let's go grab our Seed Hawk tanker. And now we're going to find out here if I can load this up directly or am I going to have to use the scoop. So bear with me if you've been using this and like, no, you got to do it this way. Yeah, I never tried loading it directly from a silo, so I don't know if I can. Let's open up the covers. No. I knew that. Okay, yeah, I kind of forgot that is going to come on down. All right, hang on a second. No, and then it's going to switch to that one. Now you're going to switch back to that one, right? Or is it going to fold all the way up? So there's a little scoop I was talking about. So it's going to be rather interesting. The only upgrade I did on the Seed Hawk here is I put the dual tires on the back instead of singles. And that will probably come back and bite me in the butt somewhere. You watch. I'm probably going to try to pull into the silo up here. Can I sneak past these silo markers that don't really work for us? Well, I know the Dutes Fire can. I ran into it with the Dutes Fire. That's really good. Yep, the tandem wheels won't fit through here. Now it will. Alright. There we go. We're through. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I should be trying to get the trailer to do this for sure. That's the correct way I should be doing this. But you know me, I'm going to try it anyways. Can I start to unfold that, sneak that in there like that? So the question is the front for the fertilizer, is the back for the fertilizer, or is that for the seed? Let me try switching to... Yeah, so I'm looking at the HUD in the upper left-hand corner, see if I get the refill point, and I do not. I do not at all. Alright, that's not a problem. Everyone calm down. So let me go ahead. We're going to park this over here. Now we're going to get the Massey Ferguson. Does that trailer that we drove around, does that have a trap door in the back? Trying to think about if it does or doesn't. Does this have a trap door in the back? This does have a trap door in the back. Oh, the heck with this. I'll just use this. It's definitely going to hold more than I need. And the Massey Ferguson is a tractor I did not fix during the winter months. Because, well, you know, I wasn't thinking properly. So I'm trying to remember how much wheat we put into the seed maker. And I was trying to see if it was 1 liter for 1 liter. I think it was. So I think I'm going to have 107,000 liters of seed in here. I think. So yeah, so I get the refill in here. Wheat, barley, corn, spelt, seed. Yeah, that's about right. I don't know how much this holds, but probably not much, but I'm going to put that much in there. Tip side back. No, we want tip side grain door. Alright. So now, come back in here. We'll unfold this, and like I said, I don't know which one is which. So, the only way we're going to find out is... And of course, I'm doing this on the hill, so it may not be the best thing to be doing. Tip side green door. Wait, did this show up? Alright, so maybe that might be for fertilizer. Alright, so let's switch this over to that. Aha, there we go. So the front one's for seed. So there we go. Now we're unloading into here, and now is that fully loaded? No, it is not. Oh, that holds a lot more seed than I thought. Let's go get some more. Was that like half full? Yeah, so I'll grab another, let's just grab like 15,000 liters. That way I know I got enough. And then we'll have to take the Massey Ferguson and this trailer to the store to grab some fertilizer. Now the thing is, I don't recall how much fertilizer this holds, and I won't have nowhere to store it, but I can always unload onto the ground, unload into pallets. So that'll be fun. Oh, come on. Back up the hill. Yeah, like I said, this wasn't the best planning I had, backing up the trailer up the hill. And I didn't... Whoop, no, it was there. Yeah, I'm lifting the trailer off. The Massey Fergusons get lifted off the ground. I think it's unloading, right? Yeah, it's unloading. So unloads. Am I loaded now? Am I all the way loaded? So how many liters does that hold? 18,000? 18,300. Okay, so what does that say in the store so I can figure out maybe how much fertilizer it might take? Oh, wrong one. Okay, so I can't do math right now. So like 16,000? It's about 16,300 liters of fertilizer. I think. That should be right. Let's go. Let me go ahead and do this. All right, so that'll be ready for us when we come back. So let me go put this seed away. I'll head on down to Tractor Supply. Get me. I think if I just get. Let me just get 20,000 liters. I know I have a little bit extra left over, but when I come back to refill up with seed or fertilizer, I can just empty it that way and keep on going on. So the one thing I got to remember is we usually use the Horse Pronto 9, which is a modded one by Stevie, and the ratio of seed and fertilizer that it uses is a lot less than the in-game one. So the seed row that we're using now is the base in-game one, so it's probably going to use more seed and fertilizer at a faster rate than I'm used to. One, because, well, it's almost 3 times as wide, so it's going to use it faster that way. Plus, it's at the whatever Farming Simulator base game stats are. So let me go down here, fill this up with some fertilizer. I'll meet you back at the tank of the Seed Hawk. We'll fill that up and get to seeding some canola in Field 40. I almost pulled out in front of this train leaving Tractor Supply. And the other thing is, I just spent like $34,000 on fertilizer. Better check for a train that way. And also, this combination of the Massey Ferguson and this Strotman trailer, it's hard to pull out of Tractor Supply the way I entered in there. So I pulled in straight through the entryway, right in, then got out to the other end. Yeah, it's a little snug coming out with this combination. But here we are. And I'm getting 25,000 liters of fertilizer just because I think we're going to have to refill the Seed Hawk. At least, I don't know how many times. I really don't. I don't even want to sit here and guess because I haven't used it before. Don't know how fast the rate is going to use it. But, I mean, I'm going to have to refill it anyway, so I figured I'd get enough to fill it twice. Logically, you probably would do that. So, we should be all set. Like I said, next time I fill up the Seed Hawk, let's do it in the farm instead of out here on this hill where the Massey Ferguson's kind of like yelling at me like, dude, why you got me backing up a hill? I mean, not that it can't, but it just, when the trailer, I mean, it's taking all the weight off the rear tires. Doesn't like it. And I can't, I'm having a little difficulty lining up the trailer with the Seed Hawk because I'm not fully steering where I think I should be. Alright, you can see the fertilizer going on in. I should be left with like 10,000 liters. Alright, so it took a lot more liters of fertilizer than I thought, which is fine. We're going to use it. Let's go park this in the main farm so I'm not doing this like a complete idiot like I always do. So yeah, I'm going to double check the ground temperature. I probably should check the future forecast, but being Hazzard County forecast, I think the temperatures will be more than okay. Let's turn that off. The reason why I'm saying is I just want to make sure the temperature. So yeah, I want to stay away from barley, oats. I mean, this would be really good for the flour mill, but we're going to skip that this year. So canola 41 degrees, we are above that. So the question is, temperature-wise, I mean, we're not getting minimum temperatures is what I need to be looking at. Yeah, so we're not even dropping down to 41 degrees as a low temperature. So we shouldn't lose the crop. It should germinate okay. He says, hopefully. All right, so now it's time to finally get to what I've been looking forward to for a while. I am just going to stroll past our little strawberry patch here. How's it going? Yeah, good thing I did because we are full. So let me go ahead and just move these over. And as we found out, this strawberry patch paid off pretty good when we needed the cash, didn't it? I mean, we were getting pretty close to what, $100,000 for a trailer of strawberries. So the other thing that I'm gambling on again. I did check some prices on the economy page, and the wool is in the mid 1300s. Let me just show you here quickly. So that is like a pretty darn good price, but last year the price, it's actually 1371, and the spinnery price is going up. Maybe because they didn't get no wool last year, but usually by the 5th day of spring was the high point, and I think last year it was the 4th day. We're in the 2nd day of spring. So I don't want to, how about put the, yeah, let's keep driving with that down. That's what you want to do. Break it off, why don't you? Yeah, so I don't want to miss the opportunity for selling the wool this year, because we got tons of it. When I say tons of it, there's a lot of pallets there that are 1,000 liters. I'm used to the 10,000 liter pallets, and I think we got like 8 of those. Alright, so let's drive this on over. I think I'll take the main road out instead of trying to squeak through anything. You don't even realize how big the tanker is until a car goes by and you go, oh, that's how big it is. So how much fertilizer does it hold? I said 16,000. Yeah, so it is 16,000. Why is it like 16,000 for fertilizer and 18,000 for seed? Is it because I'm using this a little bit more seed than fertilizer? I don't know. So anyways, yeah, time for me to use the big bud. I've driven around in 17, never used it in 19, never found the purpose of it. But I'm trying to use different equipment now and then. And I'm glad the seed drill actually hooks on first because it's not articulated, so it's much easier to back this up to the seed hawk. Did I not line that up? Where? No, you're off a little bit there, sir. There we go. No, I don't want to do wheat. We are doing canola. And don't ask me why I pronounce it like that. Canola. So I also forgot to check the working speed. So we're used to doing it at what, 16 miles an hour? Something like that. My guess is it's going to be probably 12, I would assume. But it is a big piece of equipment here, so who knows? We're about to find out. And this ought to be interesting. So the headland, yeah, I might be wobbling around everywhere, so get used to that. So basically, I am going to do the headland myself. And then once we get a good, probably 2 headlands down, then I know I'm on the wrong equipment. That needs to be lowered. That's lowered, yes. Turn it on, yes. And once I get a headland down, I'll probably use GPS going up and down the field, because this is going to take a while. Now, the only thing that kind of sucks about this is, since we cultivated it, it's, I don't want to say it's rough, but it's a little hard to see where you've seeded and where you cultivated. So it looks like we're seeding at a wonderful 11 miles an hour, which is not bad considering how big of a piece of machinery that we got here. And actually, I can probably scroll down viewing this far. Now, the Big Bud, even at this distance, is rather a quiet tractor. Hard when you say it when it's got 16 valves and a 16 valve engine, but well, so we started this project, we'll just say at 11:15 in the morning. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to compare it to because I had no idea how long it took the horse Pronto to seed this field. I got to get used to see how this turns on the corners of a field, and it's not too bad. Let me go ahead and actually put the cruise control on. Oh, did I really hit that sign? Well, I'll have to come back put that in later on. The county's going to know who did it. I mean, it was definitely us. So it should be a direct drill. So when I go over these patches that are not cultivated, yep, went right over it, no problem. So you can just imagine what it'd be like if I had the 9-meter horse Pronto. And this is 25, so it would definitely take us a while with the 9-meter. Although it does seed at 5 miles an hour faster, but still. Let's be real here. It would take a while. Not to say that this won't take a while either, but yeah, we'll get there. We shall get there. And once I get the GPS locked in, I can probably do a little bit more of the in-cab kind of stuff because I don't have to look back too far to see where I'm actually seeding the field. So probably 2 headlands and then we'll be good to go. I'm just setting up the GPS and going up and down the field. But field 1 of, let's see, how many fields do I got to do over here? 1, 2... 3, 4, 7. Yeah, 7 fields over here. And like I said, I think the fields over at the sheep farm as we call it, we'll probably grab, I'll probably have to buy a planter because I don't think the horse Pronto will do the cabbage, the red and green cabbage, and we'll put those down. Yeah, and then we'll have to buy the harvester and headers for that, each individual one. So yeah, I'm looking for a day where we can get some money or a great demand for the ethanol fuel to sell, because I also want to make a purchase in the fall or just before harvest time. We're going to go ahead and purchase ourselves the CR 1090 New Holland, the modded one. So when I go to harvest this field, it won't take as long because that harvester there will hold 60,000 liters of grain. We'll still use our Class Lexion. I'm not getting rid of that. I'm gonna be the one, probably. I'll be the one harvesting that, and there goes that road sign, right? Yeah. Yeah, then the worker will be on the CR 1090. Oh, little lag spikes there. That's always good. Yeah, so he'll be going along there, and it'll take him a while to fill up, which is good. That's why I want to get one for 60,000 liters, because with the Class Lexion, we were filling up really fast, even though that holds 18,000. It seemed like I was unloading a lot, so... yeah, we'll just pick up the pace when it comes time to harvest, and why not? We'll have the money by then, because yeah, like I said, we got how many? I forgot how many liters of ethanol fuel I got to sell. Quite a bit. We'll just say quite a bit. I think over 600,000 liters, somewhere between 600 and 700,000 liters of diesel fuel. If we get a great demand, that's $300,000 per liter. Wow, Peanut, come on, $3,000 per 1,000 liters of ethanol fuel. So, you know, we're looking at like $1.8 million of ethanol fuel, plus we got 800,000 some odd liters of spelt. So if you get a great demand for that, we'll just say at $900 per, you know, there's like another $700,000. So yeah, we'll have the cash. That's not an issue for sure. And the good thing I'm seeing is I know I haven't made much progress on this field yet, but I'm looking at the seed and fertilizer consumption. So it's not like I'm going to make one headland and go, hey, you're down quite a bit. No, we're doing okay on that front. So I'm going to go ahead and get the 2 headlands done. I'll bring it back when we're setting up the GPS. I did get the GPS put on the Big Bud, so we're all set there, which is good because, I mean, I knew it was going to be in the big fields, right? So why not get the GPS? And once we get the GPS, we can go in cab a little bit more, take a look around inside the cab, give you better screenshots because with GPS running, I don't have to see where I'm lining up behind the tractor. I'm not that good where I can drive in cab and know the measurements I need. So once GPS is going, we'll ride in the cab a little bit, get some better close-ups of the Big Bud, the seed roll, all that good stuff. Well, just getting the GPS all set up, and I think I got it pretty well where I need it to be. Looks like I have a little bit of an offset, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. It's almost right on. So after 2 headlands, didn't go through that much fertilizer and canola at all. I'm actually kind of happy about that. I am kind of curious, though, if we just go look after 2 headlands, what the field looks like. Yeah, that's doing 2 headlands. Honestly, I probably should do 3 headlands, but that's 2 headlands with this thing. I like that a lot. Not gonna lie. Yeah, very, very nicely done so far. But then I don't know what else I was expecting from it. So on the first pass on the GPS, I realized I'm overlapping a little bit. It actually looks like as I go along, I might be overlapping a little bit more. This field may not be as straight as one might think. So that's why when Courseplay does it, they kind of go off at a weird angle as well. But this is the way it was snapping on the map, so we're just going to head. Like I said, we're going to overlap a little bit, but there we are. Let's go ahead and ride in cab a little bit, maybe. Have a look around the Big Bud. A few levers here and there. No high definition TV, although there is a little... I would assume that's a closed circuit camera, so you can see what's going on. Oh, it does not like it. Oh, wow. A little bit of lag. Sorry about that. Yeah, it does not like it when you turn around and look behind. But my guess is a closed camera is for looking behind so you can see what the trailer is doing behind you. No, so it's just not off-center as much as I thought it was. The one thing I was kind of disappointed, the horn on the Big Bud. I mean, can you hear it? Come on, it's a Big Bud. Give us a proper horn on these things, would you please? Yeah, so she's doing rather well. Like I said, I wasn't sure when we started how much seed and fertilizer we were going to go through. So it's not too bad. I may have to fill it once. One more time. So yeah, I can't complain at all. This thing's gonna seed our fields in no time flat. This is our biggest field. So it was interesting to look at the PDA map there for a second. After doing 2 headlands, it was like, oh wow, that's like maybe 20% of the field we did. Maybe a little bit more. And like I said, I wanted to overlap. I didn't think I had this much overlap. Maybe I did at the beginning. But with my driving, I didn't think I was probably driving in a straight line. And I didn't want to set up GPS and find out halfway down the field. And not knowing also if the field is straight on the map either. You don't know. I didn't want to be missing little pieces and have to come back and cover up those. So to me, it was worth it doing that alone. But yeah, even though I don't want to say it feels like we're crawling here, seeding away, but we're not. I mean, it's still 11 miles an hour, which is a pretty good clip for a machine or a seed drill this size. Now, like I said, the reason why I went with the Big Bud, this seed drill combination does require what did I say, like 600 plus horsepower. Usually when it comes to the seed drill, if it says it needs a little bit of horsepower, whatever horsepower it needs, add 10% to that, and you should be okay for the most part. So if it requires 400 horsepower, at least make sure your tractor has at least 440, because when you start going up hills and such, that's where it comes in. Yeah, I think the horsepower requirement usually on flat land. But then again, there's other implements, like we found out on Green Mountain Forest. We are using a subsoiler, and I think that subsoiler I'm using required like 160 horsepower maybe. And I got it on my Case International tractor that's like 165 horsepower. I'm like, oh, that could struggle. And I went up a pretty, I don't want to say it's a really steep hill, but it's really noticeable. And I hardly lost any speed on the implement whatsoever going uphill. So there's some implements it doesn't seem to factor in as much as other implements that, yeah, the horsepower rating, it's like, well, you say you only need this. I got double, and it seems to affect it quite a bit. So I'm not really sure how it's all calculated on Giant's software when they code it into the game. But let's see, we started, it's been a couple of hours now seeding this field. And I don't want to say I just got 2 headlands in and now just one pass, but yeah, I thought this field might take a while, and it's not going to take as long as I originally thought, which is, I do like that. Now we'll just turn around here. And this thing turns rather well also. Make sure I hit the right buttons. It's been a while since I used GPS, so just want to make sure I hit the correct buttons here. And I don't know why I'm not using cruise control. Oh, come on, cruise control. Let's go. Nice field of canola. I'm not sure why when I set up GPS that gave me a little bit of an offset. I don't know if that's actually showing me an offset, or if I mean those lines should show right up on top of one another, or it shouldn't show the red line at all. But I think I got a slight offset. It could have been the way I was lined up on the field to begin with. So I might be missing a little bit of a strip here, but it doesn't look like I am. And I probably should have narrowed the width of the implement on the GPS system. Sometimes the GPS system will make it just a little bit wider, or sometimes a little bit narrower. Sometimes it's spot on, but usually you want to make the GPS think it's not as wide, so you overlap just a little bit so you don't get like little tiny rows of missed pieces. But you know what? This field is so huge. I'm not gonna sit back and, oh, we missed a little bit of the field, and I'm not in dire need of some cash. Now, speaking of cash, as for the farm goes, I need to make a sale because we're going to go through some seed. Well, the seed is free, and I'll get to that also in a second. But the fertilizer, yeah, we're going to use quite a bit of a fertilizer. So, yeah, I just spent like $34,000 on some fertilizer. So I want to chew through the fertilizing these fields. Now, as for the seed on this map, or any map for that matter, I guess it all depends on the seed maker that you have. So, yeah, basically what it looks like is 1 liter of wheat, barley, or whatever the seed maker takes on this one. There's a few of them. It's 1 liter for 1 liter. So, I mean, I could sell the wheat, and no, I'm not going to say I wouldn't sell the wheat on this map, because on this map I would take the wheat to the flour mill and then sell the flour that way. I'd rather take the wheat or barley that we're harvesting and bring it to the flour mill and make the money that way off it, rather than make my own seed, because I would profit better that way. But you know what? It doesn't matter now. Put it into the seed master or seed maker, whatever it's called. It's there. I'll probably use it because I can. Why not? But I'm probably actually losing money by doing that, because it'd been better if I brought the wheat to the flour mill, and because basically 1 liter or 1,000 liters of wheat would give me probably right around what, $2,100 per. That's what we're getting for the flour. Yeah, we're making seed. I can buy seed cheaper than the flour is sold. So I hope you're following me what I'm trying to say there. So yeah, just be careful sometimes when you say, well, it makes its own seed, I don't have to pay for seed. Try to figure out what you can do with the crop you're putting in to make the seed. Would be better if you sold the crop or did something else with the crop to make you more money than what the seed costs. But it also depends on what economy. If you're playing on hard, medium, or easy. I think we're playing on this map. I think our first season, this was my first season map in 19. I think we're playing right on the medium economy. So if I was playing on hard economy, it might be more worthwhile to do so, make your own seed. I don't know. But that's what you got to do when you're farming and you're farm owner, manager, whatever you want to call it. You got to figure those out, crunch the numbers. Yeah, I think when I seed another field next time, I have an idea of how to show off the big bud in the seed a little bit more. But today, I feel like just showing off and just going, showing off slowly. And talking about some other things as we watch it seed here as we go along. Yeah, so I think 3 headlands would have been the best thing for me to do. But, yeah, two is good. Let me turn that off. I won't use seed when I turn here, but I probably would use a fertilizer. Alright, so now I'll turn it back on. Put her on cruise control. So I was a little, I don't want to say I'm shocked about how much. Oh, wow, we're down to 6 miles an hour going up that little bit of a knoll. Come on, see, this is what I'm saying. I got 1,100 horsepower. This requires 600 and something. And yet I'm losing speed going up the hill. So this big bud was definitely the choice. The other big bud, I think the horsepower on that was like 5, is in the 500s. And there's not much of options, at least for this big bud, the only options you have are the tires. You could go singles. I went with dualies. You can even go with triples. I kind of stayed away from the triples. And I'm glad I did because as you saw when we left the store the other day, the dualies on this map pretty much took up the whole road. If I went with triples, I'm not sure I could have got the tractor here without going through some fields because we're going, coming down that road, there's a couple of houses and signs there. It was awfully snug. I think with triples on there, I would have made it down the road. I would have had to find alternate route to get here, which wouldn't have been too hard. I would have had this from the store, probably gone straight north, and then cut my way somewhere around where the horse paddock is, because I can't go up to the sheep farm and cut across that bridge that's there. This is not going across the bridge. I mean, I could have eventually got the big bud here, I think, but taking the main road or the road from the store out to the main road would have been difficult. But actually, now that I'm thinking about it, if you're having trouble doing so, just get the big bud with single tires on it, drive it on down the road, and then when you get to your farm or the shop, go to your repair place and customize it once you get back to the farm. That'd be a smart thing. And I may throw triples on here later on. The reason why I did it when we bought in the store is because, well, the money situation was a little tight, and I really didn't want to take out a loan. I mean, we paid off the loan. I clapped my hands. I did a dance, and I don't want to take out another loan. It's nice to have a map without a loan. The one on Green Mountain Forest, I don't mind that loan too much because, yeah, I'll pay that off. No problem with the amount of trees that we got. I think what's dragging me down on loans is, if I'm having fun playing that map, is the Pacific Northwest. $37 million to go. We were at $55 million at one point, but that's the other map, another playthrough. We'll talk about that once we get back on that map. But this map here, yeah, no loan. I'm just waiting for a great demand anytime now. I mean, when I didn't have the ethanol fuel, great demands were coming up left and right. Now that I got the ethanol fuel sitting there, they're not showing up. But if I need cash, I'd rather sell the spelt. Because that great demand only, I don't want to say only raises the price by like $100 and some odd. The ethanol fuel, great demand seems to raise it almost $700 or $800. And the wool, I don't think I've seen a great demand for the wool. But like I said, right now I'm doing that dance again with the wool. The price is really good. I am going to check it once we get done with this field because the price was rising at the spinnery. So if it gets up to around $1,400, I'm selling it. Because the best price that we've seen, and this is our third season, has been in the mid upper 1300s. So we'll see what the spinnery is offering by the end of the day. But we got a little ways to go here at the end of the field. Let me just dive right in. Yeah, we're getting this field done rather quickly, aren't we? And I still got more than half. We're more than half full on seed and fertilizer. I thought I would use a lot more than this, but we'll see how we get along. Let me get some more of the field done. I'll bring it back, and we should be wrapping up this field. I don't want to say in no time flat. I mean, it will take some time. It's a big field, but we'll get it done here at a reasonable rate. So paint me a dark brown and call me a roasted peanut because I am kind of shocked. I don't know how many of you were probably saying at the screen when I said, I don't know how many times I have to refill this thing when we're seeding this field. The answer is 0. We are just about done here, and I'm not even halfway through the seed, and just barely over halfway on the fertilizer. So yeah, the answer is 0 on refilling the seed hawk. I did not expect it to not use that much seed or fertilizer. I'm trying to remember using the Horse Pronto, the modded one that we have. I'm trying to remember if I had to refill that when I seeded this field as a contract, and I don't remember. But yeah, we haven't used that. I don't want to say we haven't used that much seed. I shouldn't say it that. Well, we use like 6,000, 6,000, no, 8,000. Sorry, about 8,000 liters of seed. And we're getting on to about 9,000 liters of fertilizer. And also, it didn't matter too much at the beginning that I overlapped a little bit, because I would have never covered up this little extra piece that we got here. And we started at 5 times the speed. We started at 11:15 in the morning. It is now 4:15, almost 4:30 in the afternoon. So yeah, five in-game hours that we spent at times 5. Or you can just look at the timer in the bottom right-hand corner. I got 1.3 hours on the Big Bud. Probably 0.1 hour was driving from the store back to the farm, I would think. I have no idea. I mean, you can probably go back at the beginning of the video to see how many hours were on the Big Bud, and you can see how many actual in-game real-life hours it's taken me, where it's been just like a little bit over an hour, I would say, for sure. But yeah, we are just about done here, and I have not burned through any. I haven't burned through the tank on fertilizer and or seed, which is good news. So I should have plenty of seed in the silo to fill this seed hawk for the rest of the season. While I was seeding in the field, the one thing I do like about FS19, when you go into the shop menu or check anything else, the game does not pause in the background. So with GPS running on all these long stretches, I was going into the market page, just looking at some things. Like I said, we want to plant some cabbage over by the sheep farm. So I was looking at the cost of a root crop harvester that can do everything, which it does. I just have to buy a different head for each individual crop. So that's where it gets a little expensive when you got to spend $80,000 per head per crop. The root crop harvester that we'll get can take any of the root crops. So that's fine. So turn that off. Lift that up. Fold that up. Yeah, we are done. Let me just make sure GPS disengages it. It does. Then I can turn GPS off. And we can park this up for the day. Yeah, I'm not going to bother doing any more fields today. I mean, that worked rather well. As you did see on some of the hills on this, not some of the hills, this little hill on this side here, when the Big Bud was pulling it up, it slowed down to 6 miles an hour, which is half of the working speed. The working speed is 11. So even though this machine has almost double the required horsepower, we lost half the speed going up that little bit of a hill over there. I was kind of curious, and it is in here. Stevie did have the same mod as FS17. So the tractor I used instead of the Big Bud before, if we scroll all the way down here, it's the T9 series. And if I come in here and go with a big horsepower engine, just $10,000 more, it gets me 1165. The Big Bud, and I don't know if he did this on purpose, the Big Bud has 11,000, 11,000. 1160. This T9 has 1165. And it's cheaper. So, yeah, but you can't, I thought I had tracks on it. But obviously it's just triple tires, I suppose. Yeah, but this is what I used on Ravenport. And this was pretty much before I started doing YouTube videos and such. Back a couple years ago, not Ravenport. Rattlesnake Valley. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So Rattlesnake Valley in FS17. I had this, and I think I tried the Seed Hawk on there. The problem is the Seed Hawk on Rattlesnake Valley, it didn't quite go down the roads as well in a couple spots. So yeah, so this is the first time really using the Big Bud. And I think that T9 also, the modded T9, does go a little bit faster on down the road, but that's whatever. I don't mind using Big Bud around here because all the fields we're using on are right here, right around the main farm. So I want to select that Seed Hawk there. I will top it off again when I start doing field 39, which is right next to it. Soybeans, I think soybeans will go in field 39, right next to it. The two corn fields that we had, we're going to plant hops in those. And as for the 3 fields on the side that we're facing now, yeah, wheat in one of them for sure. And I might do barley in another one. And the one in front of the house, I think this will go through that gate area. It's kind of snug. I haven't quite figured out yet, but maybe when it comes time to seed that, those 3 fields will be the last 3 that we seed over here. I'm going to focus on the big fields first. But if we go to the map, oh yeah, I was checking the prices of the wool. Yeah, $365 and $13.84 for the wool right now. But we're not at the peak where it was the last year or the year before. As for ethanol fuel, I mean, these are not bad prices right here. I mean, $2,300 is usually a decent price, but I'm going to wait until great demand. And like I said, spelt, if the price gets up near $800 and I need cash, and if I need cash now, this is what we'll sell here, unless the wool really comes through in a day or so. But yeah, since I'm not going through the seed and fertilizer as fast as I thought I would, I'm not too worried about just having 23 grand in our pocket right now. But as for the first day, yeah, we're pretty much done planting. Hopefully tomorrow, the 3rd day of spring, the temperature goes up. I didn't check though. Is there any rain in the forecast? A lot of rain on Monday. So do I want to, what's Tuesday? Tuesday's looking good. Monday, not so much. It's kind of well, I won't say hit or miss, but we're looking at 70, 80, 60, 70% chance of rain. In the evening hours, 90% chance of rain. Tuesday and Wednesday look good. So Wednesday, Monday, do I really want to seed in the rain? Probably not. And like I said, we want to, I mean, we can seed all the way up until the first until the end of spring. Soybean, I can go the first 2 days of summer. Where is the hops? The hops also, we can seed the first 2 days of summer. So I guess it all depends. What's cabbage and red cabbage? That's going to be on the other side. So I don't have the seed rolls that we got. Neither one does cabbage or red cabbage. So I'll have to buy a planter for that, which is not too big of a deal. Like I said, we have stuff to sell to make the cash. If I have to take out a loan, I will not. I will sell the spelt and do it all that way. So yeah, I probably got like another $1 million of equipment to buy. So yeah, I want to buy the CR 1090, and of course I want to buy a header for it. I'm going to need to buy a root crop harvester and the headers for that. And I'm going to buy also the planter as well. I don't like leasing. I'll buy it. Like I said, not a big deal. As for the animals, I do need to take care of the animals. I'll probably do that off camera. Actually, the horses, they're just about out of oats, and they are out of hay. So I'll probably top off all the animals either this evening or maybe tomorrow if it rains. I don't know if I want to work all day in the rain. You know, the big bud needs to shine in the sunlight, I think. So it might be the 4th day of spring when I see you next time. The animals will be taken care of. Oh, we're up to 29 cows and 41,000 liters of milk. I'll have to buy a milk tanker at some point as well. 107 sheep. Holy smokes. Yeah, so I'll probably also come back with you, and we'll probably sell the wool together as well. But, you know, that's next episode. We can talk about next episode during the next episode. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy the episode and the big bud. I appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you next time on Hazzard County. But until then, have a good one.